It's often been said that we live our lives like the seasons. We go through the optimistic growth of the spring, the flowering fullness of the summer, the shedding of the autumn, and the dormancy of winter. Our seasons, however, are eternal. But because we're taught that these seasons, when the fall and the winter descend, we're plunged at times into despair and self-doubt, and we're not sure what we can do. The winter is the time when we discover that deeply inside we matter, but we're not sure what to do, given whatever we've gone through or difficulties we're facing. What do I care about now? What can I give my life that will add meaning to it? And ultimately, it is the connection to a meaningful and purposeful life that creates the energy that will create a new springtime in my life. These are the things that we have to remember. But we're always somewhere in the seasons of renewal. Things change continuously. As one person once said, things are as bad and as good as they seem. There's no need to add anything extra. And when we're in the winter, we can trust, even though we don't know when or how, that the spring will come again. And it's to be done with other people. Sometimes it may feel like it's a balancing act that can result at times in egotism, the belief that we don't need anyone or anything. But we can never know after the fact whether or not in any given moment we've relied on ourselves properly or too much or too little. But we can be aware that we need to rely on ourselves and others at all times. But it's precisely because we must work day after day to find the line between too much autonomy and not enough that the fruits of our efforts are so sweet. Always the way it is. No one can give me the sense of security I'm looking for. And that's because we're talking about the future. And the future is unknowable to human beings. Love, as it is, must be lived forward. But it is understood only by looking backwards. So we can make an educated guess and trust in our capacity to respond to life as it presents itself over time. But there's something even more important and more reasonable that makes sense. And yes, money in the bank for old age is a prudent thing to have, that's for sure. But the freedom from fear of the unknown doesn't come from any amount of money. It comes from an inner belief that we will cope by ourselves or by reaching out for help, and come what may at any given time. This is something which will carry you through for the rest of your life. This is true freedom from fear. Knowing where you're going and you have good friends around you. This is what life is. Understanding no matter how many winters have come your way, spring is always there to surpass it all.
If you like what you've heard, please let us know by leaving a comment below. We would really appreciate if you would be kind enough to like, share, and even subscribe. Feel free to follow us on Facebook.